again, and then once they breathe life into it, that's where the show that you came to fall in love with is because it's a team effort. It's not just, it's Jack, he always says, it's like everybody has a say in this, a part of this, and so it wouldn't work without everybody's involvement in it. That's what's great about it. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, I'm gonna hug, right? We're gonna hug each other? All right, here we go.
Hi, I have a comment first. My dad died recently, and rewatching the episodes, I was a fan even before this, but I watched the very beginning to the very end, and my dad died kind of got me sad moment. Watching those episodes got me through it. And knowing that my mom he bought the ticket, I'm like, yes, I'll be able to see them. Because I knew you guys were going to be here, so I'm like, yes, I'll be able to meet them. And then last week at school, I had this.
Oh,
That's awesome.
very cool.
What?
It's got that castle from
Okay.
your evidence. Yeah, awesome, cool.
Very cool.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
that with us.
Thank you
It's
so
really
much.
special.
Condolences.
The question is, which episode affected each of you the most?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think for me, the one that affected me, I mean, I can tell you the one that I had the most fun on or the one that challenged me acting-wise, but I think the last episode was a very strange and wonderful and bittersweet episode for me. So that was the one that, when you asked that question, I was like, of course, the last.
Was the last thing that we shot the finish of the tap dance routine, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was the very last thing.
best job ever. That was,
Best job ever.
that was the last.
So it was the last thing we said. Best job ever.
Then it was over. So for me, yeah, that would be the one.
I think I've probably shared this before, but I'm just piggybacking off of what Joanne said. We have so many memories of laughing a lot, or an episode that was particularly hard, like she said. But for me, I feel so repetitive. But again, I joined the show when I was 18, and I'm not 18 anymore, and a lot of growth goes on between 18 and now mid-20s. So I think looking back, I'm most affected by my very first day on set, when I walked into a show that maybe hadn't exactly found its groove, but they'd still been at it for a while, and I was definitely the new kid in town, but nobody made me feel like the new kid in town. Everybody just put out their wings and said, okay, get under here. And immediately made me part of the family, and Saul especially, immediately became a mentor. I hope will be with me for the rest of our lives.
We'll see.
Well done.
He's back. There he is.
Eddie or Saul?
I mean, I remember, I think one of the things, there are a couple of things. There was the scene with Micah where, well, it always happened for me. There was the scene when Pete tells Micah, when he confesses what he did to his friend driving drunk and the consequences of that action and his plea for absolution for that. I mean, that kind of struck pretty hardcore for me. I mean, there's not a whole lot of acting going on there necessarily. I mean, as 14 years sober, I did some things I'm not very proud of, and some things that I mean, for me, acting, a lot of acting is absolving myself of things that I've done wrong in relationships, and I get an opportunity to right those wrongs through my work. So as far as like an actual episode, not necessarily that, but another instance, when Brent Spiner's character, what was Brent's character?
Brother Adrian.
Father Adrian stabs me, and I get to, I have that scene with Saul. I mean, that we're dying, and Pete says, "Am I gonna remember?" And I mean, just the feeling of just having Saul so right there. I mean, there's a thing that actors share that I think is what bonds them so strongly, is what makes them families, because we share emotions that sometimes families struggle to find. So for me, not necessarily an episode, but whenever I had an opportunity to really bare my soul and ask for forgiveness through my work, those were always the most powerful moments for me.
There's a quote here, I was just looking it up, this is a Philip Seymour Hoffman quote. What you go through with another actor in a good play or film, sometimes something that's well written and it means something deeply to both of you. It's a very intimate thing. It's like, I'm here for you, you're here for me, and you're silently pushing each other forward and up. You'll never look at those people the same way again for the rest of your life. I can go 10 years and not see some of the actors that happened with me with. And then when I see them, the connection is immediate. And that connection might be awkward, but it's definitely going to be informed by the fact that we did something together that I'm not going to do with pretty much 99.99% of people, even people in my family. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Rest in peace.
He was an actor.
Hi, I was wondering what was it like working on set?
Hi. She asked what was it like on set.
Like this. I mean, less crying out of sentimentality, more tears from the gas, and a lot of laughing.
Yeah, what you see is what you pretty much get. For reals, like this is us. So,
But you saw the screen. I don't think we're a lot different. We're not a lot different than what you got. Except for, the fact that he does actually save the world on a daily basis.
No, they really are family on screen and off screen. It's like, for myself, from my perspective,